A customer sent in their oven controller board. This one is stuck on the broiler being on. So the moment that the oven is plugged in, the broiler is on full blast and it cannot be turned off. It's a little bit of a scary issue. We're gonna show you how we resolve this problem. This oven controller board was taken out of a Maytag range, but it also works with, I believe, Admiral, Magic Chef, Crosley, Norge, and a couple other manufacturers. So we just plugged in our unit. Let's flip it over. Looking at the back side, our incoming power for our baking element is right here, and the output power is over here. So in resistance mode, I should have infinite ohms. It should be an open, which it is. When I have a short, I get a beep from my multimeter, and I get a reading over here. So right now, our baking element is not getting power. We're gonna click the baking element. We're gonna go ahead and turn it on. We'll do 210, and let's check. Okay, we just heard a click, and now, if I check, we have a short, which means that our relay is properly activating and our baking element is now turned on. Let's go ahead and check our broil over here. Our broil is actually also on. So right now, both our baking element and our broils are on. I did not activate the broil. Right now, we're still on bake. All right, let's go to broil. So that just clicked off the relay for the baking, and we're gonna turn that on to high, and we'll wait a second. And we're not hearing any clicking from the broil relay, and that's because it's already activated. So if we check it, it is on, and when I go back to my baking element, it should click it off, but unfortunately it's not. So that means that my broil element is constantly on and it will not turn off. We've just taken the controller apart a little bit more, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take a closer look. So we're gonna flip the unit over, and this time we're gonna be in DC mode. And what we're going to do is we're going to check the incoming power. So we have 0 volts on the baking relay, and we have 0 volts on the relay for the broil elements. Now let's go back into resistance mode here. We'll go to beep. So when we have a short, we get a beep. So this is incoming power for the baking, output power for the baking. We do not have a short. Incoming power for the broil, outgoing power, we have a short. And the relay is not being activated. So that relay is definitely stuck on the on position. So let's go ahead and remove, we're gonna remove actually both relays, and we're gonna do a comparison out of circuit. We're gonna use our desolder wick to remove some of the solder on the relay joints. Our first relay just fell through. This is the broiler relay, so this one's going to be the one that we believe is bad. Now let's desolder the one from the baking element, which we currently believe is good, but we're most likely going to replace it anyways, just because if the broiler relay is defective, it means that the baking element one is probably not too far behind. And that is our second relay. We're going to do a quick cleanup. Here are both of our relays. This is our broiling element relay, and when I make contact with these two pins, we have a short, and with the baking element, no short. Now if I inject 18 volts. This is a 24 volt relay, but 18 should activate it. We just heard a click, and now we have a short. So our baking relay is now activated. If I turn off the power supply, we just got another click, and now the baking element relay is off. We're going to do the same with the broil relay, and we have a short even though the power supply is off. We're going to turn it on. We still have a short. We're going to turn it back off. No clicking at any point. We still have a short. So that's just to prove that this relay is stuck on the on position and will not turn off. And this is why our broil element is on full blast the entire time the moment that the oven is powered on. So this can be a little bit dangerous. Obviously, you don't want your broil element on 24/7. So we're going to go ahead and replace that along with the baking element relay, just in case that one is also on its way out. So what I'm going to do on this one is we're going to add some solder to this joint right now before we install the relay. We're going to feed the relay through, and it's not going to come through until I remelt this, and now it's locked in. I can go ahead and lock in some of the other pins now. And I'm going to remelt this one. I'm going to add a little bit extra solder, and I want to hang out on the joint for just a little bit longer to make sure I get good heat transfer from the iron tip into both the joint and the pin of the relay, so I have a good strong bond. And now we'll go ahead and solder the other pins. There we go. And we'll do the same strategy on the second one. All my pins are ready to go except for this one. I'm going to melt the joint, push it through. Our control board is plugged back in. Let's check in beep mode again. Is our baking element shorted? It is not. Is our broil element shorted? And it is not. So far so good. It means that right now the broil element is not on, which was the problem before. Let's go ahead and activate it and make sure it does work. It just clicked on, and now we have a beep. Our baking element is still off. Let's go ahead and turn on our baking element. So our broiler is now off. And the baking element is now on. We just heard the relay click. Let's go back to broil one more time. The bake is now off. I heard it click off. And our broil is off right now. Just clicked on, and now it's working. So this does confirm we have another successful repair. The broiler element is no longer stuck on that on position, so this, what seems to be somewhat dangerous issue, has been resolved. If you have an oven control board that you want to send in for repair, we'll have links in the video description down below where you can send in your controller board. We have flat rate services which always come with a 1-year warranty. If you found the video helpful or useful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching.